I believe that Ragatha's kindness is actually just a cover-up for a very dark secret that she has. Well, I assume that most of you who watches this video have probably seen TADC, but for those who haven't, I'll quickly give a summary of Ragatha's character. But before I do, comment down below what you think that Ragatha might be hiding. And near the end of the video, I will reveal what the dark secret might be. So watch it all the way to find out. Okay, so who's Ragatha? Well, Ragatha is presumably the second one to arrive out of all the circus members. And I'm talking about the main circus members, meaning that Kinger was the first one to have arrived. Ragatha is confirmed to be 30 years old, also making her the second oldest in the digital circus, where Kinger is of course the oldest, being 48 years old. So throughout episode 1 and 2, we have constantly seen Ragatha being the supporter of the group, especially for Pomni, because in episode 1 we saw Ragatha trying to establish a connection / bond with Pomni from the start of her arrival, but it honestly just seemed like Pomni is too confused at her arrival, which is why she's like that. But Ragatha has this motherly love which can be easily seen in both episodes. She really cares for Pomni, and there might actually be a reason for that. I have made a theory about Ragatha nearly abstracting, and that event eventually led her to having that motherly love that she has for the circus members. But in this video, I'll be going another route, because I believe that Ragatha's kindness is actually just a cover-up for something dark, a secret that she don't want the circus members to know. So after finishing this video, you can check out the other theory on the channel and see it from 2 viewpoints. So she's the second oldest, being 30 years old, the second to arrive out of all the circus members. I'm talking about the main circus members. A doll, specifically a rag doll. She's also seen to be very optimistic. So where am I going with all of this? Well, if you think about it, all of this just looks insanely suspicious. But why would I say that? Well, because she might just have the same or nearly the same knowledge as Kinger. Kinger and Ragatha has probably been in the circus for quite some time, and I'm talking about way before Jax, Subal and Gangle. So in that time frame, they were probably with the other circus members who had even more experience than them. And most of you probably think that they abstracted due to them going insane. And yes, I agree with them going insane, but was it planned or not? I believe that Kinger is not responsible for any of that, since he's a bit crazy himself. But then we got Ragatha. Ragatha could have orchestrated everything that has happened to the older circus members. In episode 1, we have also seen Ragatha lose her composure when Pomni asked Ragatha about the circus members finding an exit when they arrive.
Why not try to find a way to leave?
Well, we usually do when we first arrive, but after a while you start to realize that you really can't leave, and constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy. And eventually you get to asking what the point of anything is, and you completely lose sight of who you are and why you're even alive, and when you reach your breaking point, something really terrible can happen.
That single scene could potentially tell us that Ragatha is hiding something dark. Most of us have interpreted that in a way that Ragatha is probably just a bit crazy because she has been in the circus for a very long time. But this is where I think that she slid for a moment. Because when Pomni asked that question, she got a flashback to all the circus members that she has made go crazy and even abstract. She's also a doll, specifically a rag doll. And what are the uses for a doll? They get played with by humans. In other words, they get manipulated / controlled by humans. Now, we don't see anyone controlling or manipulating Ragatha, so what I think is that the roles are switched, meaning that she's now in control of herself, and now rather than being the one who gets controlled, she now has the ability to control others. Because I believe that Ragatha's trick, or even her plan, is to befriend every single circus member until something happens. I did say before that I believe that she has made the past circus members abstract, and something probably happened, and that thing could have been an event or that there were enough circus members for her plan to be executed, which could be the reason for her trying so hardly to befriend Pomni, because she wants to have that bond at the start of everyone's arrival so that she can move on to the next character right away. But what about her optimistic persona? Well, that just adds more to the cake. Because being optimistic means that those around you see you as a positive person trying to be or do the best. So it's probably just a really good cover up that she has made. And I'm actually moving closer to the secret that she could be hiding. But first, let's talk about her relationship with all the circus members. So starting off with the first one, who's obviously Kinger. I believe that they have a deep bond because Ragatha was with Kinger from the start of her arrival, and that must have been a really long time. And I would be guessing around 15 to 20 years. So they have probably been building that bond with each other through all those adventures that they've had together. So I actually believe that Ragatha might have a soft spot for Kinger, and that is simply why she hasn't made Kinger abstract. The reason that I believe them to have such a good bond is because in episode 2, when the circus members were on the truck being carried by the fudge monster, Kinger and Ragatha had a conversation about Pomni, and Kinger mentioned something about Ragatha's arrival.
I'm more worried she's having another horrible experience. She still seems really upset about what happened yesterday. I don't think she really likes me that much.
It's a lot for anybody to go through. Don't take it too personally. I remember how long it took for you to adjust.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you remember that.
Remember what?
Let's move on to Gangle. I don't really think that we have seen any interactions between Ragatha and Gangle, but let's theorize a little bit. I believe that Gangle was the one who arrived in the circus after Ragatha. So who would Gangle go up to for help? Well, I believe that person to be Ragatha. So Ragatha could have been taking care of Gangle since the start of Gangle's arrival, which means that they must have had a pretty good relationship with each other. But since we haven't seen any interactions between those two, I can't really say more. And that leads me into Jax and Subal. I've made multiple theories on Jax and Subal arriving at the same time, so I'll be going with that theory. As Ragatha has already taken care of Gangle, I believe that she has also taken care of Jax and even Subal when they first arrived. But you might be asking, why couldn't Kinger have done that? Well, because I think it's more of a female trait. Females tend to take care of people more than males. So going from a biological standpoint, I think that Ragatha took on the role of being the quote-unquote mother of the digital circus. So everyone apart from Kinger has been taken care of by Ragatha, and her taking care of the members just adds more to my theory about her hiding a dark secret. Now, for the moment that you have all been waiting for, what is this secret? Well, I believe that Ragatha is actually a murderer. It sounds really abstract when you hear this, but with all the potential information from this video, I believe that Ragatha is a murderer. And this was something that probably happened way before she got teleported into the digital circus. I believe that Ragatha could have been a murderer in her past life. She is 30 years old, meaning that she's been going through many things. And all of those things could have turned her into a murderer. So luckily, before she got caught, she got transported into TDAC. And the moment that happened, she hid her true colors, and that is when she came up with a plan to make the older circus members abstract. So think about it, she's a ragdoll, and dolls are usually controlled, but now no one controls her, and she can control everyone else. So with her being a murderer, it actually adds so much more to her as a character, and actually even more to TADC, since this theory opens more possibilities within the circus and essentially just about everything that we have thought about. And we even got confirmation from Gooseworks that Ragatha will have an episode that just focuses on her, and that episode is episode 5. So in the meantime, everything could happen in TADC. But those were just my theories. Let me know down below what you think of them. Comment your own theories or something you want me to cover in TADC. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.